everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Scandal Panel. Can you handle the scandal?
So we move on to our next segment where I'll hand the baton to Ernest, who's our Know Our Scandals.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So it's Know Your Scandal section. And today's question is, all of you have watched movies or TV series, right? Are there any tropes from anything that has made you fear something or leave an impression in your life? For example, after watching Jaws, a lot of people dare not go into the sea or the water or anything. That's an example. So anything that you have watched in movies that have affected your life tremendously. It can be good, it can be bad, it can be happy. So can we start with Stephen?
Okay, well, it doesn't have to be like frightening, right?
No,
Can
it doesn't
be like
have to
just
be,
any
yeah.
strong emotions. I think that the movie that was very formative for me when I was a teenager was Madonna's documentary Truth or Dare. Yeah, it was a kind of behind the scenes look where this was way before the age of reality TV. She had a camera crew follow her around from the time she conceived and rehearsed the concert when the tour started in Japan and then to the States and then ending in Europe. It was such a revelation for me because she was so daring, she was so outspoken. The show was so amazing. Her dance moves, her costumes, her very brazen stage persona. You know, there was one time where she was like slapping her backup dancers around. Yeah, yeah. And it just made me feel like, oh my God, that's what I want to be. I want to be her when I grow up. And somehow I became an opera singer. So I don't know how that happened.
And that's how you affected your life. So you plan to you want to be an opera singer, so you want to be on stage, you want to be a performer.
Yeah, I just want to
Right.
be on stage and feel the magic that she brought to me in that very formative age. Yes, and of course that was a movie about gay rights way before gay rights was a thing. You know, she had like 9 backup dancers for like Black or Latino dancers from the ballroom scene in New York. Madonna is a source of inspiration for me. Yeah.
Okay, everyone knows I'm a horror fan, right? And one thing that affected me is there's so many horror movies where things appear behind your mirror. Every time, like from brushing teeth to after a bath, you look at the mirror, you wipe away the condensation, and then there's something behind the mirror. So for a long time, I think in my younger days, I was so afraid of that. After brushing teeth and washing the face, I would never look in the mirror. I would never look into the mirror. Always it's your basin and the mirror, right? I would and then look away. The other thing also, like especially The Ring, which I don't know whether you've seen, that part where you turn off the television set and then you've got a figure behind, when it's the television. For about a month, every time I turn off the TV, I will look away. I don't want to look at whatever is reflected on the dark TV screen. Actually, it was quite scary because they do it for, I think, Conjuring 2 as well. Where the old man was sitting at the corner, right? Yeah. So those are the things that really affected me. Like, oh, this could really happen. Therefore, I like horror movies that, they use things that, okay, enter a dark cabinet or something like that where, you open drawers where you can do it every day. But now I'm so immune to it. So it's very good. So looking into the mirror had affected me for quite some time. So Jonathan, how about you?
Okay, for me, I was thinking, I've seen this show. Okay, one thing is that I don't really have a fear of cockroaches. I will just like stamp them. But ever since I watched this show called Creep Show, which is an anthology horror film, there was one segment where at the end of the whole show, where this guy has this extreme fear of cockroaches. He is so scared of cockroaches that his entire house is like airtight, and then he kind of like hires exterminators to get rid of all cockroaches. So at the end of the show, cockroaches started appearing from his mouth because he was lying there emotionless, and then cockroaches started coming out from his mouth, and then more and more cockroaches started coming out, and then his whole body exploded, and it was like all cockroaches. So ever since then, right, when I kill a cockroach, I make sure I kill the cockroach. I'll make sure that the cockroach is really like smashed to bits and will not have a chance of coming back to life ever again.
And impregnate you or something.
Yeah. So Jason.
Yeah.
Okay, I think my recent shows that I've just caught was the Midnight Mass and the Squid Game, both on Netflix, out now. So in case you haven't watched it, so basically what really got to me was the Squid Game itself. Why I want to talk about this is very, very I'm going to say a very quick one, because basically it's really talk about the rat race of who survived the longest. And it's about how much money do you really want to win in order to survive, and how far do you willing to go to get someone killed just in order for you to able to move on to the next round of the game, which is really a depiction of the ugliness of human nature. And it's the fact, it really makes you question, like, you know, if such things like this happens in real life, right, what would you do to survive in the long run? Would you do it for the sake of you think you can actually think of a way to do it? Or would you kind of like wrestle with your own conscience to think that you can work together as a team to move on to the next round to try to beat the game? But as far as I'm concerned, you know, not to reveal a lot of spoilers, but that show kind of leaves one to think about, you know, the people that we should watch our backs, the people who are close with us. So sometimes it's really to show how much can you really trust the person who's sitting next to you or the person closest next to you. Yeah, food for thought.
That's it for Know Your Scandals. Okay, stick with us as we will talk about movie reviews next.